So let's move on with our awards this evening. So our first award goes to Mr. George Ferris as the past president. George Ferris has been a very active Boardman Civics member, board member, and president. As a marketing professional, George lent his skills to the promotion of our Civic Association and continues to do so. Those efforts have increased our visibility, our membership, and our sponsorships. A business owner, husband, father, and grandfather, and he works daily to keep all those things in balance. It's our pleasure to thank and recognize Mr. George Ferris with our Boardman Civic Association Past President's Award.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much, Mark. I want to say it's been a privilege serving and hope to continue serving, obviously, in a different capacity. And I have to tell everyone that these events, though they seem simple and seamless, they're a lot of work. And the credit goes to the board of this organization that puts it together and puts so much work into it to make it seem seamless. And they're very important events to our community. That's why we do the work. To keep the spirit of the community of Boardman going, to keep everybody informed, to keep that back and forth with politics as we do with our debates and our candidates and issues nights. It's a very important thing for somebody to provide that forum and that type of setup so that people could come and listen to debate between candidates in a manner that in an area that focuses on them in their community, and also to promote the area, because everyone on this organization wants Boardman to grow in a positive manner. The right businesses, the right organizations, the right people to come in and help us grow our community and continue going. But the one last thing I wanted to say was the board is terrific, and I couldn't have made any progress without them. But especially I want to talk about, I would say it's the heart, brains, and soul of this board, and that is Meg Harris, Mark Luke, and Jeff Barone. So I especially want to thank you guys for helping me and helping everybody and helping this organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, George. Very kind of you. Okay, our next award is the New Building Award, going to Tiffany Crossings. Tiffany Crossings is a landmark piece as you enter the vibrant corridor of Route 224 in Boardman. Located directly off I-680 at the corner of Tiffany South and Boardman-Poland Road, it is positioned in a prime spot for people traveling or making an everyday commute. CTW Development began redevelopment of the plaza from the ground up in early 2017 and finalized the project in 2018 with the completion of a standalone Dunkin' Donuts, which sits at 2,400 square feet and includes a drive-thru. The plaza itself is 19,700 square feet. Tiffany Crossings features local, regional, and national businesses. New tenants are scheduled to join as the year progresses, making Tiffany fully occupied. As Tiffany Crossings, CTW also installed a completely digital sign to offer tenants better visibility along Route 224 and the ability to customize advertising directly on the sign. Being a local, commercial, and residential development company, CTW is committed to investing in our community. For your continued investment in Boardman Township, the Boardman Civic Association presents their 2019 New Building Award to CTW Development for their Tiffany Crossings project. Accepting the award is Brad Whitman, Company Vice President. Brad?
Thank you, Mark. It's wonderful to have an organization like the Boardman Civic Association in the community to recognize new projects, recognize business leaders in the community. So thank you very much for recognizing Tiffany Crossings. A couple thank yous. I'd like to thank Bruce Sakanik from Phillips Sakanik Architects. He was a lead architect on the project, did a fantastic job on designing the project. A couple subcontractors that stuck out in mind that did a great job on the project: Lensick Masonry, Santon Electric, State Line Plumbing, and Danessa Construction. Fantastic guys to work with. Another key player in the project was Stan Nudell from Lewis Realty. He helped facilitate and work on the new leases with the existing tenants as well as the new tenants that came into the project. And then I'd like to thank my mom, who was a key player in selecting the exterior finishes of the project and the colors. So that kudos to her for all the colors and the color scheme on everything. And then last but not least, my dad, Chuck Whitman. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight. He's also an airline pilot for American Airlines, so he's on his way back from Ireland. Poor guy had to spend St. Paddy's Day in Ireland yesterday. So, but I'd like to thank him for giving me the opportunity to work on a project like this. When we purchased the project, or when we purchased Tiffany, I think it was in 2015, we knew it needed redeveloped. We weren't sure what we were going to do with it. But we knew two things. One was that intersection is a main intersection, and we needed to control traffic as best we could. So we went, we developed concepts and different site layouts and went through a whole slew of them and finally came up with that one, and I think it's worked out pretty well. The second major hurdle for that project was redeveloping the property while the tenants were still in business. You couldn't shut the tenants down for business. You had to keep them open. So that was a challenge in of itself. And what we did was we had to do the project in 3 phases. So built one section of the plaza, moved some tenants over into that section, demoed some of the existing plaza, built the second phase, and then the third phase was Dunkin' Donuts. But overall, it came out pretty well. And on behalf of CTW and myself, my dad, I'd really like to thank Mark and the Boardman Civic Association for awarding us the new project of the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brad. I'm sure those people appreciate the drive-through at the Dunkin' Donuts as well. It's been maybe if you took a poll, that might be the most popular part of that. It's very good. Congratulations. Okay, next we have our Remodel Building Award, which goes to Petiti's Garden Center, located at 5509 South Avenue in Boardman. Angelo Petiti started Petiti's Garden Centers in 1971 with the flagship store opening in Oakwood Village. Company's success has led to expansion. Petiti's currently has 9 locations in Northeast Ohio. In 2002, Petiti's purchased the former J&J Gardens at the South Avenue location, marking the company's first expansion outside of the Cleveland-Akron market. The 6-acre plus South Avenue Garden Center location dates back to the 1940s and was expanded in 1992 under J&J. 16 years after expanding into the Boardman market, the company undertook a significant investment in its local store. The $1.5 million plus remodeling project began in late 2017. The project included demolishing and rebuilding the store, modifying the greenhouse, and expanding the nursery. The completely updated store is more than twice as large as the previous one. The 35,000 square foot space is organized into lifestyle categories. Behind the greenhouse, the full-service nursery was expanded by about 25%. The remodel building offers a fully covered shopping experience, including the greenhouse. It also features an environmentally efficient cold water cooling system to regulate and create the climate optimal for growing conditions for plants and a comfortable shopping experience for their customers. Petiti's completed some renovations after purchasing location, but this major project, marks the first significant renovation. According to company president A.J. Petiti, we really enjoyed being in the community and we've been successful there. When we took over, we just needed a little TLC, but now this is something we really wanted to do, and the timing just really worked out well. So for your continued investment in Boardman Township, the Boardman Civic Association presents their 2019 Remodel Building Award to Petiti Garden Center. Accepting the award are Angelo and A.J. Petiti.
We really like to thank all the city officials for being extremely cooperative and really helping us, making sure that things got done timely, and we are so proud to be in the community. We really enjoy being here, and we really appreciate all the support. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, and congratulations. It's wonderful. And I can tell you, when you're driving on 680, you could really see it, and even now you can see the additions that you're making, and it's really a wonderful expansion. Our next award is a special building award, and we do these every once in a while, and they're mainly for government buildings because we like to single out, the investment that is made by our government and local governments and the taxpayers who support all these projects. So the next award is the Special Building Award for Boardman Fire Station number 71. You saw some pictures earlier of the original building and pictures of the new one. The $3.6 million facility at the corner of Market Street and Stadium Drive opened in May 2018. The new station replaces the township's historic and well-used fire station on Route 224 near the Southern Boulevard intersection. Township officials have noted the new station addresses a number of issues, including the department's response times to the southern end of the township. To accept the award this evening for a special building is Fire Chief Mark Pitzer.
Well, good evening, everyone. I first want to start off by thanking the very important people that make this project possible in our community, and that is all of you. That is our residents and our business owners who continually have supported our safety services. And without your support, we would not be able to provide the highest level of service to all of you. And with the construction of the new fire station, it just makes our job a little easier, and we very much appreciate that. I won't get into the details of our old fire station and the challenges we had there, but it was much needed for this new facility, not only to address our current operations, but also planning for the future. So thank all of you for your support. The second group of people that I need to thank are our Board of Trustees, Larry Moliterno, Brad Cahoon, Tom Costello, and our Administrator, Jason Laree, and Bill Light, who was not here, our Fiscal Officer, who also assisted with making this possible. Without the support of our local leaders here, we would not have been able to achieve what we've achieved with this facility. And this is not a project that I can say that I was responsible for. This was a planning stage that was long before I became the chief. And internally, there was a lot of planning that went along with that. So I got to give credit where credit is due. I had an internal committee of firefighters who assisted with MS Consultants as we designed that facility to meet and address our current needs and needs for the future. That consisted of a few firefighters that have some background in construction, and then obviously having some involvement in the fire department. And that's Tom Roberts, Jim McCreary, Gary Hemphill, and Todd Kennedy. Myself, Jason, Stephanie had met many times with MS Consultants for that design. So they're the ones that assisted me with the design of the fire station. So a little bit about the project, like Mark mentioned, is $3.6 million is what it cost to build that facility. And we talk about being good stewards of taxpayer money. If you look, because I see what's going on outside the world around us, I see the city of Columbus is building a satellite fire station, not a main fire station, a satellite station in excess of $10 million. So when we budget and we look at how we're going to construct our fire station and being good stewards of taxpayer money, but also be able to get the functionality that we need for our fire department, I feel that we did our due diligence with this fire station. Yes, it's big. It's 18,000 square foot. But if you think about what that 18,000 square foot entails, we have all my administrative offices right there. Our fire prevention office, which I'm sure all of you have met our lieutenants who come out and inspect your buildings, your businesses every single day or every single year. Also, our staff that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, operate out of the rear of that fire station. We have a training room every single week, week in and week out. Our firefighters train. We train constantly. Every single week, our firemen are in that training room, where you guys have noticed the tower, the hose tower up front, right? That has a big 7-1 on it. That's a functional training tower. So here in the near future, when ISO comes out and evaluates our fire department, we're going to get points for having that facility that allows us to train our firefighters adequately on fire protection in the way of how we would handle fires in a high-rise building. There's a fire department connection on the outside of that we actually can hook up our hoses to and pump into that system, much like we would if we went to a commercial fire into a building, to where maybe we're not able to use the hoses right off the fire truck. We have to go to a remote location. An example would be the hospital. If we got to go up to the 5th floor to fight a fire at the hospital, we'd have to operate outside of a stairwell. So that system is set up. The window on the 2nd, 3rd floor, it's a 3-story tower, opens like a door. Our guys can throw ladders to it. We can effectively train on victim removal, rescue. They can do rappelling out of that window. Fully functional training tower that is probably unique to the fire departments around the area that don't have that capability. So, we plan for the future with this facility as well. Like I said, 18,000 square foot. We have 6 bays for our vehicles that are staffed daily. We have reserve apparatus that we need to keep in service. In case one of our frontline pumps goes down, we have to have a piece of backup equipment. And then hopefully in the future planning, we don't want to be able to go back to the taxpayers and say, well, we designed a building that we have to go back and maybe modify or remodel because we want to expand in the future. So we're very much appreciative of your support. And 2 things. One is last week we had a groundbreaking ceremony for our Safety Services Memorial. And 2 weeks from today, they're going to start the break ground on that project. And we're about $15,000 short for our total funding, but we're going to get the project moving, and we're hoping we can generate that last $15,000. So if you have anybody or know anybody you're willing to donate to the project, obviously we would get in touch with us, and we can get that squared away. Lastly, you guys saw the fire that happened this past Friday, and I think this is what I want to convey to you as business owners. It's one thing to have a fire in your house, it's another thing to have a fire in a business. And when you have a fire in a business, such as Donnell Ford, there's a lot of implications that comes along with a fire in a business. It's not just affecting that company at a level of, the damage to the facility. You're talking about a business that probably does thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of business every single day. And when we can go and we can prevent a fire from spreading throughout that entire facility, I'm not too sure that that fire would have been stopped in any other community than right here. And that's because of our fire department, how well we work, how fast we respond, and how trained our folks are. And it would not be done and accomplished without the support of our surrounding communities. This is a very good region. We have automatic mutual aid with Canfield. We were able to bring in Youngstown and Beaver Township for their elevated master stream, so we can put an adequate amount of water on that fire so we can keep that place in business. And I'm sure if you saw them advertising, we were able to do that. And for me, that's why we're in the business that I'm in, to be able to affect our community in a positive way in the time of disaster. And their recovery is going to be a lot faster and a lot quicker, obviously, than if that building would have been consumed by fire. So I just want to publicly thank our surrounding communities for their assistance, and I want to thank all of you for your support, and I want to thank our firefighters for the job that they do on a regular basis. And I know I'm digressing, but I just wanted to say that, and I really appreciate this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. We appreciate your words. It's a beautiful building, and we many times take for granted the safety forces, right, that are out there 24 hours a day protecting us. And there were 2 building fires in Boardman at the same time, which is unusual to have 2 structure fires like that. But it also goes back to the planning, the prevention, the inspection that you do, and then if suppression is needed, suppression is needed. So we appreciate your efforts. Thank you very much. Our next award is our 2019 Business Person of the Year Award to Mr. Sam Cavelli. When you think of the name Cavelli, you think about wonderful food and fine dining. Well, how did that start? Albert Cavelli, who passed away in 2014, set high standards for his son Sam, who leads the company today. Sam and Albert Cavelli spent decades working together and grew Cavelli Enterprises into one of the nation's most respected, philanthropic, and well-run restaurant-focused companies in the country. Albert Cavelli, a World War II veteran and native of Kenosha, Wisconsin, launched an open-air market just after returning home from his military service. Soon he expanded to 3 locations and added a produce company. It didn't take him long to begin selling to big customers, including Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's. Kroc and Cavelli shared the same vision about the need for quality and top-notch service. The Cavelli family moved to Warren when Sam was 8 years old. He attended John F. Kennedy High School, and after school every day, you know where he went? To the family's first McDonald's restaurant on West Market Street. After graduating from the University of Miami in Miami, Florida, he returned to the region to join his late father, Albert, in business. Sam and his wife, Karen, have 3 children, Candace, Albert, and Danielle, all who currently work within the company in various capacities. Sam's routine varies by the day, but his ideal day involves getting to visit at least one store and talk to employees and customers. The Cavellis eventually owned 50 McDonald's restaurants in Ohio and Pennsylvania. They were consistently voted among the best in the McDonald's family of restaurants and franchisees. In 1997, Al and Sam sold their interest in McDonald's and began franchising Panera Bread restaurants. Since that time, the company has become the largest franchisee of Panera Breads, with over 300 locations in 5 states and Canada. Additionally, Cavelli Enterprises hovers near one of the largest restaurant franchisees in the country, employing over 35,000 people. These restaurants may be different in their food offerings. However, the basic operating premise in all 3 is the same: treat customers and employees with dignity and respect. Cavelli Enterprise employees are valued. The company works to ensure that all restaurants are properly staffed, the staff are properly trained, and encourage employees to share customers and feedback in order to improve operations. The Mahoney Valley has always occupied a special place in Sam Cavelli's heart. It's his home and the place where he and Karen raised their children, and where he learned the most important lessons in his life. In addition to creating a company that employs over 35,000, including more than 2,000 in the Valley, he also looks for ways of supporting the Valley. Giving back has become critical to the Cavelli Enterprise mission. Each year, led by Sam Cavelli, Cavelli Enterprises donates millions of dollars in cash or food to hundreds of charitable organizations, for those working to help people with autism to fighting against homelessness. Veterans organizations, urban leagues, scholarship funds, hospitals, athletic organizations, animal rights groups, and countless others have received donations from Cavellis. Sam Cavelli said he's incredibly humble and grateful to be able to contribute. In a way, it's an honor to be helpful to others. My father taught us that, he said. In 2010, Sam took the opportunity to support our large downtown Civic Center facility with naming support rights. It's now known as the Cavelli Center. Sam Cavelli's received numerous awards, but he said he doesn't like to focus on them because the awards really should be shared with his employees and his family. Mr. Cavelli, for your investment in Boardman Township, responsible business practices, community service, and philanthropic contributions, both personally and through your businesses, we award you the 2019 Business Person of the Year Award.
Thank you so much. Man, do you make me feel old? I'd like to thank the Boardman Civic Association. It's incredible what you've accomplished over the years. In fact, I just found out tonight, I didn't know it was started in 1950. It's amazing what you've accomplished. It had to be so transformational in this area to see it, experience all that and what's happened here. I'd like to congratulate the other individuals for their great accomplishments. Thank you, Attorney Marty Bushy. Thank you for reaching out to our company for tonight. I really appreciate that. The board President Stephanie Landers, Vice President Meg Harris, Secretary Mark Luke, and Treasurer Jeff Barone. Thank you so much for having our company here tonight. I really appreciate it. Now I want to quickly just say, this is a special night, and I'm going to tell you why. To get an award in Boardman means so much. When everybody thought I was nuts, getting into another concept, when they knew what I was in, and the first store that I decided to put up was Boardman, Ohio. So this town means a lot to me. And I mean, I should be giving an award to each and every one of you, okay? I can't tell you how important it was for our first store, Boardman, to get off the ground and be successful. And from day one, thanks to the support of this community, we really rolled right off the bat. I was scared our first couple of days because it wasn't quite where I wanted it. And then all of a sudden, it just started busting wide open. And we were breaking all kinds of records, and people from all over the country and Paneras were coming here to see our store. And it really got us going. It was our first 70 employees that Panera Bread ever had in our company. First 70. And some of those people right now are officers of our company. Some are managers, directors from that first group. And now we went from first 70 customers in Boardman to 35,000 customers in Panera Bread. That's all because of you. I mean, when I drive down 224, I get tears in my eyes sometimes because I know this is where it started with Panera Bread. So now at least people don't think I'm nuts anymore. Okay? So I just want to thank you for having us here tonight. I thank my wife, Karen, that's here tonight, and her patience over the last 20 years with Panera. And our hardworking associates, I wish every one of them could be here tonight because I think we have the best associates in the country. And to start with our first store in Boardman, Ohio, and have over 300 stores, it's a special day to get this award in Boardman. Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cavelli, and congratulations to you. And if we see you driving down the road with a little tear in your eye, we know why. That's great. That's great.